When I was a kid, drawing was so fun and exciting for me. Creating my OCs and drawing them with different outfits, poses, different backgrounds, and whatnot. I created new characters with my friends back in school and had lots of fun with them. And I did not start off with the skills I have right now. Of course, drawing with pencils on paper, but little did I care about how good I was. I didn't have to compare myself with others because people already said I drew well. There was no social media, I didn't have to worry about engagement, followers, likes, retweets, because life was simpler back then. And as I grew older, my art has changed, as well as my life and the world around me. And I've been struggling, okay? Not just with art itself, but also with my relationship with it, as well as my relationship with myself and the people around me. Like, I just lost my sense of direction as a young adult in her early 20s, struggling with college, crappy work situations, people who had a bad influence, and I did commissions on the side too. Add in my poor mental and physical health, and looking back on those years, I truly lost my sense of direction. It felt like that is both in real life as well as my art. And most importantly, I lost that feeling, that joy of drawing I used to have as a kid. At the time, I drew mostly my original characters and world, but things just felt still and stagnant, and all went hand in hand with my mental health. And I felt like I was not growing a following as much as I wanted to. I don't know how to try it. I tried drawing my original characters in all kinds of ways, popular fandom characters as well, and unpopular fandom characters, and trends, and bandwagon things, but little did it influence the amount of engagement if I tried something else. However, things got better for me after I was done with college and I moved back to my hometown. And without school, work, and all the stress, I had more free time, so I played video games again like I used to as a kid. Without getting into too much detail, I started dabbling in fan content again and drawing it again, and even writing a novel-length fan fiction about my favorite characters. Honestly, all the stuff teenage me should have been doing back in the day, and I'm in my mid-20s now, thriving, vibing with my little hyperfixation. It feels so freeing. It's like I found myself in some kind of creative splendor, a form of enlightenment, if you will, or rather, I found back my inner child, or rather, I healed my inner child. My mental health improved, and so was my self-esteem in all facets of my life. I started to care less about what people draw and think, and instead focus on my own obsession. And I feel like even my art style improved too, in many ways. Like every time I start drawing my favorite characters, I already think about the mood and the lighting and the emotions I want to portray in my work and how I want to do it. I was drawing more environments and, strangely enough, enjoying it. At the same time, I was having more fun drawing because I take it not as seriously as I used to. Like being very self-indulgent and self-serving with these characters. And I'm so happy I got to reclaim my passion and my excitement for drawing before the rise of AI we're seeing right now. And as I'm recording this video, AI-generated content has already made its way into the mainstream, slowly saturating the internet as a whole. Google and Pinterest are now AI-ridden, and we have these AI bros on Twitter calling themselves quote-unquote artists, and sometimes they even have a big following, or they paywall their stuff on Patreon. They even have the audacity to tell people not to use their stuff or their prompts. Like, the irony, right? We are only 1 month in 2024, and I'm seeing this company selling drawing tablets, for artists, using AI in their promotional material. A big name in the industry is using AI images in their advertisements, and so do some big companies. And I recently saw a screenshot on Twitter of a job application for a quote-unquote AI graphic designer, I wish I was making this up, but I'm not. Every day I hop on Twitter and there's another way these AI bros are demoralizing us artists, and all while we struggle to get commissioners, to get jobs, to pay our bills. And the fact these so-called AI artists can get such a big reach and big following so quickly just can show me how dumb and meaningless social media engagement truly is. Because if these clowns can do it, then why does it matter if I do or not? When I started drawing and writing all the things related to my favorite media and becoming unapologetically self-serving, it was like I broke free from this online grind set. It was just before this new AI craze, but it was then where I rekindled my love for creating art and sharing my vision to the world. And I gained a lot more enjoyment from drawing too, because I don't take it as seriously anymore, and I care little about what other people think. Like the free serotonin I receive from drawing my favorite characters and writing my little deranged, self-indulgent fanfiction cannot compare with the amount of engagement from likes and followers. I don't care if AI can do it better. The love, care, and dedication I put into my hyperfixation and creating my work is the best thing ever. Making art takes a lot of time and effort, and seeing my skills improve over the years is the most fulfilling thing. This instant gratification from writing a prompt in a search bar and getting that AI slop can never, ever replace that. Let's be real, the AI slop doesn't even look that good. It's the same bland, glossy art style over again. You can often just tell it's AI generated at first glance, especially if you look at the hands or other small details and see they look a bit off. But who knows, right? AI is getting more advanced, and there's AI that can replicate specific artists' styles already. And who knows what they will be capable of in the future, or how we engage with art as a society when AI-generated content is abundant. But to look at the brighter side of things, makes me hopeful seeing these AI bros and companies using generated slop getting so much backlash. And even better, there are already programs we artists can use to protect our work from AI scrapers, and I will link some below. And there is another point I want to touch on, and there's a real kicker, at least if you aren't familiar with my work. And those who do know that I'm actually a not safe for work artist, one who likes to draw some fringe stuff too. And the thing with us not safe for work artists is, okay, you may think drawing corn gets you some easy bag, and yes, there's always a market for this type of content, but we are having a hard time to we are banned from posting our work on social media sites besides Twitter. Patreon doesn't like the kind of dark, kinky stuff that I sometimes draw, if you know, you know. And certain payment processors have something against us too. Not to mention finding a job in the art field when your portfolio consists of not safe for work. But with this rise of AI, I feel somewhat fortunate to be a not safe for work artist, you see. One thing about machines is that they are not human, meaning they can't comprehend certain concepts that are inherently human, like sex, sexuality, romance, gender expression, and all those themes that are the main focus on not safe for work art. The way AI generates not safe for work art is exactly how you would imagine an emotionless robot pretending to be a human to do it. I just see big boob or big butt or big whatever, but it's lacking that raw sexual energy and motion. And to me, a key element in erotic art is the emotions, and I haven't seen an AI portray that well so far. Even if AI can replicate my art style, it will never be able to portray my filthy, depraved mind. Like, my levels of autism are incomprehensible to these AIs. Therefore, I don't think an AI can take away the things that define me as a human. my thoughts, my interests, my ideas, my perversions. And I know my fans, my audience follow me and support me for that part of me. I connect with people through my ideas, my vision, and my art, and that makes me feel so warm and fuzzy inside. It really doesn't matter how much of an audience I have. I always have some, and what really matters is that I create things that resonate with them, which at the same time resonate with me, and that feels so special. I would lose that support if I outsourced my labor to a machine, and I worked many years, like most of my life, on practicing art to begin with. And I guess with all that I've said, we have come to the conclusion part of this video. With generative AI in its current state, and with the tools available to us artists to protect our work, my biggest concern will be that people continue to undervalue art and artists' labor rather than having a machine mimic my style accurately. The thing is, I don't know about the future, and with society undervaluing art and creativity, I also worry about our prospects. We will find it even harder to get work or clients, because why pay for an artist if you can have AI do the work for free? I guess my biggest concern of all is that AI will become so advanced and almost become these godlike, omniscient beings, becoming in charge of the online world entirely, controlling every media we consume. AI art, movies, music, video games. Essentially, erasing the human spirit for the sake of profitability. We could become, like I said, a dystopia where all content is AI generated, or we could go the opposite direction and start to value human-made art and literature and creativity again, and artists and writers getting paid well for their work. I think a lot of us would rather see that happening. Even if all these AI machines like Midjourney will not be outright banned, we can still help to stigmatize the use of AI-generated content by using the tools in our hands to protect our work and speaking up against AI art like we are doing right now. It makes me happy seeing these AI pros and corporations getting all the backlash, and the thing is, their public apologies don't mean anything anymore. Now AI can write those too. It gives me hope that people are still fighting hard to preserve the value of human creativity, whether you are an artist yourself or not. Again, I don't think anyone wants to live in a world where AI makes all our content. I think there are different ways our future could be heading when it comes to AI and AI-generated content. In the end, I'm just a silly little artist in this sea of other creatives, and now AI is prevalent and they're killing the vibe for everyone. Yeah, we are truly living in a cursed timeline. Honestly, I often feel like I'm living in a dark comedy or something, just observing the world and all these absurd things happening around and just laughing at it because it's the best I can do. Like, I'm terrified but also kind of curious about how things are going to be for us artists in the future. But until then, I'm just vibing, staying, creating in a world that seems to devalue creative expression more and more. And you know what? That makes me want to keep on going even more. So yeah, that's all I wanted to ramble about. Maybe it will resonate with someone or help someone, and I will see you next time.